Hi, welcome to Coach's Corner. We have a special guest on our Coach's Corner feature this week. We're going to talk with our first-year athletic director, Chris Walker, about the fall sports wrap-up and what happened there. We're going to look forward to the winter sports, and of course we are very close to starting our high school basketball and wrestling seasons, and our swimmers are already well underway. Well, Coach, as far as the fall is concerned, we survived the football season, which was very difficult this year on the field. But I think people need to realize off the field, we had a good group of boys who did everything they were supposed to do, and our coaches, you know, I saw it every day, Chris. You know what it's like when you play competition that just is better than you. I thought they handled everything in a very professional and courteous way this season.
Oh, absolutely. You know, as a coach, we talk a lot to our kids about character moments, and when it gets tough, you know, how are you going to respond? And I think you know, our football team, the kids and the coaching staff, I think they showed outstanding character this year. It would have been easy to find excuses, you know, for those kids to quit or you know, to find a way to not to play, but from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, the kids were bought in, they were working hard, they were trying to get better, and the coaching staff, never once did they throw their hands up and say, well, you know, we're not going to win with this team. They always went back to the drawing board every week. They hit their game plan as hard as they could. Matter of fact, the Saturday and Sunday before Union, I think everybody in the state knew that it was going to be a mismatch, except our coaches. They were up there all day Saturday and Sunday game planning to put together the best game plan they could for those kids. And I just think that shows the character. And at the end of the day, we sure love to win, but at the end of the day, that's those are the things that we need to be teaching in high school, and especially high school athletics.
And mark my word, I've done this 33 years. We're going to win again. It might be next year, it might be the year after, but 18 returning starters, they only lose 10 seniors. They're too deep at every position, and Josh and those guys will get it going, and we'll reap the benefits of that, I promise you. Sometimes you have to go through a year to get those benefits. Boy, our girls softball team had a great year, didn't they, Coach?
Well, they had an outstanding year. I think Jared Freeman and his coaching staff, along with those girls, they do an outstanding job over there. You know, it's the first year I've got to go watch girls softball since I was in high school, and it was pretty amazing to watch the Wildcats go out and play. I mean, they were competitive from top to bottom. It didn't matter who they were playing. You know, they had an opportunity to win the game. You know, defensively, offensively, they were solid. And then you know, I've been going to some of the junior high softball matches, and we've got a great junior high program going, so it looks to be good for a long time.
Yeah, he only loses 5 seniors as well, majority of those players back. Cross country, a little bit like our football. Kelly Chaney, one of the best coaches in the state, 30 plus years doing this, so he knows what he's doing. But I think if you watch them, he had a lot of young kids that are going to be good, but again, they just weren't quite good enough to be state qualifiers this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Kelly's one of our, you know, one of the best coaches we've got on our staff. He's got a lot of experience and got great rapport with his athletes. Kelly came in, and it's been hard on him. I think this is the first year. Matter of fact, I know it's the first year that he hasn't qualified somebody to go to the state tournament since he's been coaching, and you know, there's some youth on his cross country team. But with that, just like on our football team and our wrestling team, a lot of our sports, we have a lot of young guys. Those kids stick in there and do the things that the coaches ask. They're going to reap the benefits of that.
Now, kind of like another sport, the softball, when you were our wrestling coach, you probably didn't get a chance to watch a lot of volleyball matches. Coach, did you get a chance to watch volleyball this year?
Yeah, I did, and that was a treat. You know, getting ready for wrestling, it was hard for me to go watch any of the other sports, but because the nights you had to yourself, you tried to spend them with your family. But I got to go watch a lot of volleyball and softball this year, and I enjoyed the volleyball team. Our coaches down there do an outstanding job, and again, talking about the youth, our eighth grade program, we had to create 4 teams out of that eighth grade team. We had an A, B, a C, and a D team because we had over 50 girls down there competing. Whereas the year before, I think there were 12 or 14 girls that were in the eighth grade program. So, the big push, what we're doing right now is really looking at our feeder programs, increasing the numbers there, trying to get those kids to go out and be competitive and get them that involvement in each of the sports. And because without the numbers in our feeder programs, we're not going to have them in our varsity programs.
Well, volleyball has so many kids, can't get them all in the gym, and you look at what Jamie has done, what you did as a coach, and I'm sure what Coach Levitt will do, what a lot of our coaches have done, and I want your comment on this. Sometimes coaches aren't willing to go down into those feeder programs when they're in the YMCA or in junior high or youth leagues. Do you see some of our coaches getting involved down there just to help their program when those kids get into the high school ranks?
Yeah, we have a lot of coaches that do that, and we're going to have a lot more to do that. I think it's important, especially here in Ponca City, we don't have the mentality we're going to take the kids we get and coach them. We don't have jinx and union numbers, and so what we've got to do is we've really got to look at program building, from the top to the bottom. What's going on? Who are the kids that are in our feeder programs, and how can we help those coaches make those kids better? Because, just think about all of our sports. If we had 3 or 4 more quality kids that have played that sport and are more competitive in each of the programs that we have, just think of how competitive we would be. And so our coaches have got to start looking into their feeder programs, and we have a lot to do, but as an athletic department, that's something we're going to push real hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Making Sullins available, our Robson Fieldhouse available, summer camps. The coaches are very involved, whether you think or not. They're keeping an eye on all of that. And as we come into winter, Chris, it's different for you. I mean, this time of year, you've always, since I've known you, you've been in that wrestling mentality. Here we go. We're getting ready for some of the preseason tournaments and then get into dual action. Has it been hard for you to pull a little bit back from that? I know you still have a keen eye on the wrestling, though.
Yeah, it's been difficult for me. I didn't think it'd be as hard as it is, but I find myself peeking through the wrestling doors a lot, and I don't want Coach Levitt to think that I'm bird dogging him or anything, so I'll just try to peek in there. But it's been tough for me, but it's time for Jason to come in, and I'm excited for the things that he's bringing, and our wrestling program's in great hands.
Yeah, and a lot of those kids are your kids. I mean, you were in there, hooking it up with them, so more than anything, you just probably want to see the progress of those kids and how they're doing. But we're in good shape. We've got a great young wrestling coach who's gonna take us there. Our basketball coaches, I tell you, Alan Hibbler is really a good coach, isn't he? I mean, I think he's the most underrated coach. I don't know in our system, but I think in the state, when you look around, who's done more with not as much talent and winning ball games? Our basketball program, our boys program, Alan Hibbler is one of the best in the state.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Hibbler does an outstanding job. I know as a wrestling coach, a lot of times wrestling coaches and basketball coaches, they have the same season, so they don't always get along. But I had a great relationship with Coach Hibbler. He's very organized. He runs a hard practice, and he cares a lot about the kids. And a lot of times it's his coaching that keeps him in ball games.
Christina Moralt takes over our girls program with the leaving of Coach Winburn, so we got a new girls coach in there. And these programs all are getting ready to start. Our swim program coach has already had some meets, and I'm sure that's part of the winter for you, is to check out how the swim team does.
Yeah, I'm going to get to go to some swim meets, and Miss Moralt, she was one of our assistant coaches last year, and she stepped up and she's going to take over the head coaching of the girls basketball program, and I think she'll do a great job for us. But it's an exciting year. We've got we've got our winter sports going, as you said, swimming, girls and boys basketball, and wrestling, and so it's going to be a full winter sports season for us.
Now, the way people, Chris, can help obviously is to come to the matches and to the ball games. They can purchase season tickets. They can get their tickets at the door. But season tickets are a great way to ensure that our programs and our kids are going to have the facilities and the equipment they need to continue to improve.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funding for education. It's tough right now, and in the athletic department, a lot of the things that we get to do, it's because the community supports us through booster clubs, ticket sales, season tickets. It's all of those things that allow us to do the things that we get to do. So, I mean, if anybody wants to support, first I'd just say go to a game, regardless of the team's record, because those kids want to win just as much as anybody else wants to, and they're putting in the time and the commitment that the teams that are winning state titles are, and those are our kids. That's the kids that we have on this football team, on the wrestling team, that is Ponca City Athletics. And, if you want to support them, just go support them. Go cheer them on, regardless of what the record is. And by going to the games, it helps with the gates, and it allows us to do the different things that we do for the kids, and transportation, paying for officials, letting them stay overnight, paying for food for them. It's just a lot of things that go into running this big of a program.
Plus, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun, and when you go to an event, you'll see our homegrown kids, Ponca City kids. You'll help support our program, and something that I think maybe we can kind of conclude with here is spirit's very high at Ponca City High School. We've had a couple of the best pep assemblies honoring our coaches and our players so far this year. We had one for winter sports. And if you've been out of the loop, maybe your kids graduated and you haven't been back in a while, spirit is alive and well at Ponca City High School.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And I think that's important. I mean, we're a 6A school, but we're a small town mentality. I mean, I really feel like it's a small town community here. It's one of the reasons I've stayed in Ponca City. But those pep assemblies that we had with the community, it was good. Our kids got to go out and be recognized in front of this community, and I think it's good for the community to come be involved in that as well. I mean, they get to see the kids, and so it's been outstanding, the amount of people that we've had come to these bashes, and we're going to do one for the spring sports as well, and so hopefully that'll become a tradition here in Ponca City that the community will get more involved in, and the kids will enjoy as much.
On a personal note, I see you and your son around the high school quite a bit. How has the transition from wrestling coach to athletic director been for Chris Walker?
Well, it's been good for me, and it's been great for my family. I reached a point in my life that I needed to make some changes, and for my family and for myself, and this has allowed me to do that. And so it's been really good for me. Now, my son, he's upset with me because he doesn't get to go in the wrestling office or in the wrestling room like he used to, but hopefully one day he'll understand.
You see this little guy walking behind or in front of Chris Walker. That's Kevin. So, and he's a friendly guy, so you can visit with him. Good luck this winter. It's going to be a great winter with our basketball and our wrestling teams and our swim team. We'll look forward to seeing you at the Robson Fieldhouse. Much good luck to you. If you would like ticket information on any of the events, you can contact Sarah or Chris or Rob Fry over at the athletic office. 767-8075 is their phone number. Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank
Chris
you.
Walker, our athletic director, on this week's Coach's Corner.